This is Bakithi Kumalo, and you're watching for basspleyersonly.com.
Hi everyone, John Liebman here. You're watching for bassplayersonly.com. We're coming to you once again from the NS Design booth, this time at the 2020 NAMM Show, Anaheim, California, with my old friend Bakithi Kumalo. How are you, Bakithi?
I'm good. How are you doing, John?
I'm doing great. I know we've done a few interviews, but I checked the last one was at least 3 years ago.
Yes.
And you were working with Paul Simon. You came through Detroit last year, and you called me, and I came out to the show, and we hung out, and it was wonderful. But I understand you have a couple of new projects that you're very excited about. Why don't you tell us about those?
Well, this, it's the old same project that I've been doing, like when I get off the tour.
So you're newly excited about your old projects.
Yeah, well, this is something I've been doing, like when I'm off from the tour with Paul. Then I work with a bunch of kids, trying to music mentor. And now I'm doing that since we finished the farewell tour, that I'm working with a bunch of kids in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. I'm putting about 18 kids to mentor them and work with them and teach them how to practice, how to learn songs, how to have a tone. Little things that help me to become who I am today. And just the communication. And then also help the parents, because as parents, we buy these instruments and then the kids, they just put the instruments away, play Xbox game, instead of, play this instrument that costs us money. But that's where I come in, and I just love to do this, because I learned this also too, working with my own daughters. I got 2 daughters that they play music unbelievable. So I thought, hey, I can just take this, give the kids my knowledge, and hopefully they can take this to another level.
What kinds of things are you teaching them? Where do you find that they're lacking?
Pretty much in music, what works for me. For an example, I was born in South Africa. Everything was a struggle. I didn't even have an instrument. But I just had to really fight hard to do what I wanted to do. But for me, with these kids, it's like, hey, look, I'll help you about how to maintain your instrument, from tuning your instrument to understand the tone, to understand how to be consistent and how to work together as the whole group, as the kids, And then, when I give you 3 songs a week and say, go learn these songs, come back and play it for me.
How old are the kids?
From junior high school to high school.
Okay. And what is their response? Are they excited? Are they into it?
They're very excited. The kids, they send me all the videos of what they do. Now I've been watching these videos with the school teachers to see what these kids do, what they like to listen to, what they play. And then when we get them, we're going to have to figure out how to, work with them, because they come from different schools. It's going to be a challenge, but this is my second program. The first one went well in Long Island, so I thought, let's do the second one. Whatever they send me videos, we'll put together, and then maybe even add a drummer that never played together with him, and just put it together. And I have a musical director, plays the piano. His name is William Smith. So he's going to be writing charts for the kids and say, okay, here's your assignment. Come back tomorrow, play this for us.
How much communication do you have with the parents?
I'm sorry?
How much communication do you have with the parents?
I haven't talked to the parents yet, and I haven't talked to the kids yet.
I thought you said you've been mentoring them for a couple of years, or?
Yeah, in Long Island, I've had these kids that was put together by an art program in Long Island. So they invite me to watch videos and pick the band that I can put together, like I'm doing with these kids. I don't talk to them. I don't talk to the parents, but I talk to the school. The school, they know these kids. Now, my thing, when I pick those videos, that's when I send the video to the kids and say, sorry for those kids that I didn't pick them, but the ones that I picked them, congratulations.
I see.
So it's going to be a challenge for both of us. I'm not a music teacher, I'm not a babysitter, but we're here to work together because, I don't teach, I just mentor them how to practice, a bass player, I tell you, don't play your bass if the tone is not right, because you don't want to spend time like trying to dial the knobs, that kind of stuff. Just like I talk to my kids. So.
The reason I asked and what I was getting at, whether it's the parents or I guess it's more likely to be the schools, have you heard anything back from anybody about how this has helped the kids, how this has changed the kids, how they
the ones in Long Island? Oh yeah, it changed them. So what's funny about the one in Long Island, we did the Music Mentor 7 weeks program, okay? And then summertime, these kids, they call me, they're like, Mr. Kumalo, we want to play the shows. Can you call the venues? And I said, no worries, you want to play? Perfect. Then I called my friend, I said, give me a Sunday afternoon for my kids to come and experiment this and play in a big system, and play in a big club where they can hear themselves and play loud, not just, playing at school at the auditorium, which the sound is not the same when you play in the club or theater. And the clubs, they open the doors for me, and I bring these kids. Some of those kids now, they're doing recordings, they're recording and they're practicing. The parents, they call me, they said, you help our kids because they love the instruments now. They talk about you every day. I said, you know what? It's about them. It's not about me. I don't have to do this. But I do it because I love and I want to help these kids, to see where they go with their instruments. It depends also if they like what they do.
Yeah.
If they don't like it,
that's what I was getting at. That's really good to hear, and I think that's really commendable that you do that for them.
I mean, I'm not perfect, but what worked for me, coming from South Africa without any instrument, these kids, they have opportunities, they have everything. I'm just helping their parents that they buy this instrument that costs a lot of money, and these kids, they don't do anything about it. I said, no, that shouldn't happen like that. The kid, they have to come to my program, they're going to learn, and they're going to have to learn to buy their own strings. You don't have to buy the strings and fix their own instrument. I can get them gigs. If they want to play, I'll get them some gigs. Because there's so much kids in the world that they need support, books, everything. So we can do this and create a concert and raise money for these kids, buy them books, bring them to classrooms so that they learn also. They're going to do the same too, and
you are an inspiration to us all. I think it's a beautiful thing.
I'm trying to. I want to share my knowledge. I have gold records, platinum, everything. So it's.
Okay. Let's switch gears.
To have it.
Let's switch gears. I mentioned that we're at the NS Design booth. You've been playing NS Design basses and equipment for a long time. Tell us. Decades. Why?
Well, NS Design. First of all, Ned Steinberger is a genius. He's an amazing man. That I knew about him in South Africa when he made those basses with a little body.
Yeah. The headless.
Yeah, the headless, and then also the body looked
right.
like the upright.
Yeah.
But I didn't understand those bass, and then after a while, like a couple of years, then I met Ernest at the NAMM show. So we start talking, and I look at his new electric bass with the body, but still the hairless. And I fell in love with those the instrument. So we became really connected. But then when Paul Simon recorded the song Wristband, he recorded with an upright bass. So I came
sorry, which song?
Wristband. So he recorded with an upright bass, but when he went on tour, he needed the upright bass sound. So I talked to Ned, they got me the upright bass, and I fell in love with it. That's all I play now at home. I practice with it. I play a lot of kicks, at least 3-4 songs with the upright. Amazing.
Yeah, I love them too. Let's tell me about the rest of your gear. What kind of strings do you play?
Right now I play labella strings. And why labella? Because we go back from the Graceland. When I did the Graceland, my bass was labella strings. But because I didn't know then, but a couple of years we connect with labella, and I said, listen, we finished 33 years with Paul Simon, so let's do something. So I played labella, and I played also Phil Jones bass amps.
Okay.
And now I'm talking to Roland and a bunch of other people to play their products for the kids, really. I mean, it's all about the kids now.
I hope you can still see us. The lights did go down because we're at the end of the day at the NAMM show, winding up. Let me ask you another question here. As you know, at forbassplayersonly.com, in addition to all the interviews we have, we also have a very strong and vibrant bass instruction component. So we're getting more and more people coming to forbassplayersonly.com to learn to play the bass. What?
For only bass players.
I'm not asking for a commercial. I'm asking for something that will help these people as well. What advice could you impart to somebody who wants to learn to play the bass? What is really important?
Listen. Don't try to play something without understanding. Just listen and keep it simple. Don't try to run faster than, learn, take your time, understand your tone, and play songs, not just like a bass solo, because you want to learn, and just learn everything, not just one music. Learn everything to improve yourself and be a better player. Like I record all kinds of music, with Irish music, jazz, this and that. Do the same, and also practice.
Good advice. And I want to give a shout out to all the folks who signed up this week from various parts across the country and across the world. We're glad to have you in the For Bass Players Only community. These people are now learning bass online, and we're glad to have you. Bakithi Kumalo, please join us. It's so great catching up with you. Remember that interview we did at the Air Canada Centre in Toronto, underneath the stairs? And we go back a while. On location at the NS Design booth at the 2020 NAMM show, and my good friend Bakithi Kumalo. You're watching the #1 site for exclusive one-on-one bass player interviews, and now more and more people's favorite site for learning bass online, forbassplayersonly.com. I'm John Liebman. Let's play bass.
Let's play the bass.
Let's play the bass.
Practice every day.